So the first wine that we have in today's flight, or today's set of wines for the Michelin Guide Saison set here, is a Chablis. And I know that this is a region that is very, very close to heart for both myself and Mark, coming from a very, very special little area called Fourchaume, which is a premier cru, and 2019 J. Moreau Fourchaume Chablis. What do you think, Mark? I know you've been to this area several times. I know you have a tremendous depth in terms of knowledge about, say, this region, perhaps, about the actual vineyard site itself. It's a perfect way to enjoy a Monday morning.
Yeah, absolutely. I do love Chablis. In fact, it's kind of a running joke with other people in the wine industry. It's that 50% of my blood is Chablis and sparkling water. So I do spend a lot of time in the region. I was actually very fortunate to go to this producer in Chablis just 4 or 5 months ago. I got a chance to do a tasting of all their different vineyard sites and see the entire production facility. And I'm really excited about this wine because, for me, I think Fourchaume is the wine that really showcases the style of this producer the most. This is kind of like, every producer, when you look at Chablis or Burgundy, they tend to be known for one famous vineyard site.
Yeah.
They may make 10 vineyard sites, but there's always one that's like their definition. Like for me, for Ravenel, it'd be Bateau. That's just like the dead ringer for that producer. And for Moreau, it's Fourchaume. It's an amazing vineyard site, kind of long and slender, and just north of the Grand Crus on the river. It's a really cool.
On the same side of the river, just right there. It's pretty much its own little amphitheater, right?
Yeah.
It's a very special place for sure.
It's an absolutely special place. It's one of my favorite vineyard sites in all of Chablis. I wish more producers made it. It's only a handful of producers that make the wine. 2019, I've got a chance to taste. I usually taste most producers for each vintage in barrel and stuff. 2019 is a vintage that I've taken a particular interest in because my son was born in 19.
Oh.
So I gotta collect a lot of 19s. But it was 19 for me. I really love drinking 2019 whites right now. It was kind of a warmer, riper vintage. So the wines are much more giving in their youth, as opposed to more austere vintages like 18 that's right in front of it. Or 2020 that was kind of a much smaller production vintage. 19 had relatively okay quantity. The quality of it is fantastic, and it's just really enjoyable right now.
Yeah, this wine is drinking really, really well. It's open. That's why I think I actually like the temperature a little bit cooler, so it gets a little more focused, a little more cut. It shows a little bit more of that salty kind of intensity and that focus. I think at a slightly cooler temperature. I don't mind my Chablis when it's actually even room temperature for a lot of times, but I think this one composes itself really quite nicely as we were drinking it when it was a little bit cooler, and I still enjoy it right now. But this wine's open. It's giving all kinds of pleasure. It's already in stride. It is exactly what we're looking for on a Monday morning at 10 a.m.
Exactly, 100%.
Perfect. They're gonna love it. Cheers.
Cheers. Absolutely.